The animal of the day, February 17th, is the extinct Quinkana. Type, crocodilian. Diet class, carnivore. Average lifespan, estimated to be 30 to 50 years. Size, 13 to 16 inches in length. Weight, 880 to 1,100 pounds. Population status currently February 17, 2025, extinct. Population estimate, none, extinct. Native lands, Australia. Primary habitat, forests, woodlands, grasslands, river valleys, and floodplains. Main predators, none. Apex predator. Active time likely diurnal. Species age, emerged 25 million years ago and extinction occurred around 11,700 years ago. Notes: Quinkana is an extinct genus of possibly terrestrial, Mesocene crocodilians that lived in Australia, with a majority of fossil remains being in Queensland from the late Oligocene to the late Pleistocene period. There are currently 4 recognized species within the Quinkana genus, with the 2 best understood species being Quinkana fortirostrum, who is also the type species, and Quinkana timara, who is a more gracile form from the Miocene era, with the other 2 species. Quinkana barbara and Quinkana mebeldi from the Pliocene and Oligocene eras respectively, only being known from a few poorly preserved bone fragments. Quinkana is best distinguished from other Mesocenes by the proportions of its snout and its highly specialized dentition, both further supporting the idea that the Quinkana was terrestrial. The snout of the fortirostrum species is noticeably deep and angular, with the skull being broader than other crocodilomorphs, yet also distinctly deeper, higher than those of any modern crocodilians, with a distinct trapezoid cross-section. Although variations did occur within the Quinkana species, with timara having more slender jaws that most closely resemble those of bovirisuchus in proportions, while mebeldi had similarly narrower jaws and barbara was described to have a shorter and broader snout. The teeth of the Quinkana genus are known as zippodont teeth, which are characterized as being both laterally compressed, giving them a blade-like appearance and a series of serrations. Being a carnivore and an apex predator, the Quinkana likely preyed upon a large variety of creatures, including diprotodons, pallor-chests, genyornis, other prehistoric, flightless birds, bandicoots, coals, lizards, and other crocodilians, and it may have also scavenged for carcasses when granted the opportunity. A somewhat consistent fact about the range of the Quinkana genus is its proximity to other crocodilians with which it shared its habitat with. For example, remains of the mebeldi species were found alongside 3 other crocodilians: the small terrestrial Mesoceuchus whitehunterensis, the small semi-aquatic Ultrastenos, and the large semi-aquatic Baruwicani, each likely occupying a different niche in their environment, which would allow for these animals to have coexisted. Overall, the range of Quinkana, whether it was terrestrial or not, appears to have been closely linked to freshwater systems, specifically those surrounded by riparian woodland and vine forests, typically sharing this environment with a plethora of other crocodilians, which would match the circumstances of the Quinkana extinction, since researchers have noted that the disappearance of Quinkana species coincides with an abrupt burst of aridification that led to the drying of various river systems and the subsequent collapse of local woodlands. The Quinkana genus is not directly a part of the Crocodilidae family, crocodilians known as the true modern crocodiles, and instead belongs to the subfamily Mesoceuchinae, which is a sister group to the Crocodilidae family. While some researchers have built several cladograms to give a final consensus on where the Quinkana genus falls, most of these cladograms are more so based off of anatomical and morphological characteristics rather than genetic similarities. Although it is best to note that there should be a good balance and similarity between both physical and genetic characteristics to find a common lineage between animals. Researchers such as Ralphie Molnar, who described the Quinkana genus in 1981, predicted that future fossil discoveries will allow for some closure on where the Quinkana genus falls within the taxonomic and phylogenetic systems. Every day is a new animal, so subscribe for more.